you know, 2 weeks ago, we were creating cards with the Dainty Delight bundle. Now, unfortunately, the dies are currently unavailable. They should be in the Stampin' Up! Warehouse around March 13th, I believe. So just put it on your list as something that you would really like to have. And then when it comes available, I can tell you all about it, okay? Hi, Marva, welcome. Also, when you make that minimum $50 purchase during sale-a-bration, you can select this paper. It's the Dainty Flowers 12 by 12 inch designer paper, and it's free with a minimum $50 purchase before shipping and tax. And we've been using this paper. We're going to use it again tonight. So I love this paper, and I wish it was in the annual catalog so we could just order it all the time. Okay, so now I'm going to show you tonight's cards that we're going to make with the Dainty Delight bundle, and you are going to see the paper, okay? So our first card this evening is this one right here. Hi, Jean. Hello from Pennsylvania. So this is our first card, and you'll notice that I've used one of the stamped images as a background image, okay? And you're also going to notice these are stitched rectangles. Can you see these stitched rectangles right along there? That is what we're going to be using tonight, so I'll tell you all about it. Hi, Pam. Our second card this evening is featuring the designer paper, the dies, and even the fabulous frames. And I'll show you where the fabulous frames can be found, okay? I'm so glad you love it. Thank you. I don't know if you all realize this or not, but sometimes I struggle because I really want you to like the cards and I don't know if they're good enough. So it's a struggle. It really is sometimes. So I hope you like these cards. They'll be fun to make. They're easy for you to recreate, okay? Hello, Joanne. Welcome. I'm so glad you like this set, Donna. It is such a pretty set, and I absolutely love the paper. Hi, Cindy. So good to have you back. All right. So let me show you where you can find it. And I know many of you already know where to find the Dainty Delight bundle. But it's going to be in your mini catalog, and you're going to find it on page 55. I'm going to zoom in a bit. And you're going to notice that these 4 stamped images have a white background. And it has a white background because it's telling you that there is a die to cut these out, okay? And then, of course, the words. There are 4 greetings. I love the greetings. I've used those a ton on other cards without the floral images. And I'll show you the dies. There are actually, how many dies are there? 16 dies. And, of course, I've got mine right here. Mine are a bit messy because I was kind of playing around with them and cutting things for tonight's class. So you are going to see what this looks like when they're all cut out. Makes it much, much easier. This is the Dainty Delights dies right here, okay? And so again, here are those 4 stamped images. And look at this beautiful image. This one right here, if you cut this out 2 times, you can create this, this oval, okay? And then this is hyacinth, okay? I'm learning my flower names. I believe that's probably Queen Anne's lace. And this could be a daisy. That's half of a daisy. You get 4 flowers. You get these 4 smaller leaves. 2 of the leaves are on one die together. And so that'll give you 2 sets of leaves. These 2, this is 1 die. And by the way, this die right here, it's 1 die and it cuts out 4 separate flowers. All right. So I'm glad you got it too, Tina. This was one of the first bundles that I ordered because I saw the sale-a-bration paper and I knew that I really wanted to use that paper with this bundle. Yes, Black-eyed Susan. Thank you, Leslie Claire. I'm not that great with flowers, girls, so I need your help, okay? Thank you so much. So these are the dies. This right here, this looks like a dandelion to me. You know, not sure if it is or not, okay? And then right here, we're gonna use these tonight. These can be the centers of your flowers, these 4 little pieces here, okay? Hi, Lisa. It helps a lot, doesn't it? It really helps. Donna says, thanks for illustrating the dies, because it really does help. I'm a visual learner, and I get so much more out of something if I can see what it can do. And so I'm glad that's helpful for you all too. All right, well, let's get started here. And we are going to start with our machine tonight, our cutting machine. And I'm going to bring in my little boho blue. This is going to be a brand new in color. And as many of you know, when you sign up during sale-a-bration, when you sign on to be a demonstrator, this you can select to put in your kit. All right, so it's just as cute as it can be, and I've been having a lot of fun with it. You want more details? I am happy to share those details with you. I've had several ladies join in January and February because they love the little boho mini. Hi, Carolyn, welcome. Oh, good, Jean. I'm glad you like the dies. Very good. I'm glad you like the way that I do that. All right, we're going to need 1 die, all right? And I'm going to grab that out of my case. And it's right here, all right? And you're going to see that I'm going to actually cut that in half. Now, I'm also going to be using adhesive sheets, all right? As many of you know, I'm a big fan of adhesive sheets, okay? And so I've already taken the time. This is a sheet of old olive. You're going to notice I've already cut out 3 stems today, actually. We're going to use them on the second card tonight. But I want to show you, with the adhesive sheet, you just cut a piece and you just apply it to your cardstock. And then when you go to cut it out, you just put it like this to cut it out, and then you're going to have that adhesive on the back. All right, so I hope that makes sense. I've used them quite a bit, so hopefully everybody knows how to apply that to the cardstock. All right, I've got my little pieces here, and by the way, there is a sandwich. You've got your number 1, which is your platform. And the number 2 is a clear plate. Here's my number 2. All right, see that 2 on there? And then you put your paper and your die and then another number 2. All right? All righty, so here we go. And we can use our, I think we can use our mini with this. Haven't tried it, but I think we can. All right, and we're going to get this little piece cut. I've already taken the time to cut out everything else for tonight, but wanted to do this with you all. All right, see that? There it is. I am going to stagger my plates a little bit because that does help it go through. Now, I need to turn this so that it is in front of me. All right, and you know, whenever I do this, whenever I have people watching, it's hard for me to get it started, so hang tight. Let's see here. So yeah, definitely stagger your plates a bit. Then I'm going to add this. All right. I'll move that up a little bit. There we go. All right. All right, I'm going to pull this closer to me so that I can get it to go through. All right, hang on. All right. All right, so I need to stagger a little bit more. Does this ever happen to y'all if you're teaching a class? Oh, goodness. Let me try and put my plates a little closer together. And if I don't get it this time, I'll use my big machine. All right, let's see here. Just trying to get this together. And it works, honestly. I've used this several times, as you can see, because of the plates. All right, let's try it again. And if this doesn't work as well for me, then I'll probably just get my bigger machine because I don't want to waste your time. All right. Yes, I am having trouble just getting that through. All right, so I'm going to grab my other machine. Hang on 1 second. All right. So let's see if I can get this one to work. All right. I'll open this one up. And of course, I can't really read your comments right now, so I will read those in a minute, okay? All right, I'm gonna start on this side. Usually have better luck with that. And there's 2. Then we'll put this here. Then I'll put this here and we'll roll that through. For some reason, sorry about the camera shaking. All right. And so I want to show you how I cut this. All right, and then when I turn it over, I have the adhesive here, okay? So you'll see how neat that is. Let me put the die away. I don't want to lose it. That's one of my favorite dies. Again, I can save this because I can cut out more flowers and more stems, all right? And sometimes I'll put that in my paper scrap drawer. And by doing that, when I need an adhesive sheet, when I open up the old olive, I'm like, oh, there's an adhesive sheet. I can use that for my die. All right, so let me read some comments. And boy, I've got some comments. This is awesome. All right. Yes, that's Cindy. I needed to use my stomach to push the plates through, and I couldn't get them close enough to me. Okay, Cindy says another thing that helps is putting a waffle weave shelf liner under the machine so it doesn't slip. That makes total sense. All right, and Kathleen is coloring owls. How awesome is that? All right. All right, so I'm going to bring in my supplies here so we can get started. And I am starting with a standard card base, okay? It's 5.5 by 8.5. Try and make that really flat. And old olive ink. And I decided to use this stamped image right here. You can use any of these to create your background, okay? All right, so we're gonna get started. And I am going to stamp right across here. All right, and let me zoom in a little bit. I feel like y'all are far away from me, so I'll zoom in on that project a little bit. And I'm filling in space all the way around the card. How many of you have used this set as a background stamp? And I have gone all the way around, and that should take care of it. Old Olive is my all-time favorite green, and I just can't imagine Stampin' Up! Not having Old Olive. I've been in Stampin' Up! 15 years. We've always had Old Olive since I've been here, so anyway. All right, so something really cool to show you all. We are going to create this piece right here, okay? And so you're going to want to have a basic white sheet of cardstock, and I'm going to measure it for you. Hi, Karen. Thanks for joining us. All right, here we go. You ready? This is kind of a little crazy measurement here. It's 4 3/8. Can everybody see that? 4 3/8 by 2 7/8. All right? Okay. So we need that, and I have already cut these pieces out, but I used this stitched rectangle. All right, so let me just show you what we're doing. You're gonna need 5 stitched rectangles. See this stitched rectangle right here? You're going to need 5, okay? And I used this size right here. So I'll show you my stitched rectangles. You can find these in the annual catalog. And it is the second one here, okay? I don't really know what to call that, but it's this one right here. And you'll know if you have the correct one because it will fit this sheet of cardstock, okay? So you will know. All right, so that's the stitched rectangle. And I've already taken the time. I used my scrap paper and I cut out, these were just scraps from the Dainty Flowers designer paper. So here's fresh freesia one. Look at this. Isn't that beautiful? So I just kind of offset the stitched rectangle before cutting it out. All right, so there's one. Here's another one that I chose. These are all scrap pieces of paper, okay? So don't throw your scraps away. I did another one of these, and then I did one of these. Isn't that pretty? So what we're gonna do is we are going to line them up, and we're going to put them on the basic white paper. All right, I'm gonna grab a sip of water. Okay, and I'm gonna take the Tombow liquid glue because this makes it super easy. Okay, and then I am ready to start applying my stitched rectangles. Okay, just like that. And then this is the next one I'm going to use. So I'm breaking up the floral images with the dots. Okay, that's the second one. Look how pretty this one is. So I have a choice. I could do that one, or I could do this one, and it really doesn't matter. So I will just go ahead and I'm gonna add this one. Okay, see how easy that comes together? Now you can do this layout with any designer paper. All right, so check out your scraps and see what you have in the drawer. Okay. And so this is what we have. What do you think? I am actually going to add, and you'll notice when I flip this over, this is what's left over, but that's okay. We were just using this as a foundation, okay? So we're gonna flip it over and we're going to add dimensionals. And here I am at the very end. of dimensionals. All right, and then I'll just peel this off. So you can even use a larger size of your stitched rectangles. You're just going to build your foundation a little bigger, okay? So it can be done with any size of the stitched rectangles. All right. So we've done our stamped background and we've added the stitched rectangles. I love the stitched dies. They're the best. Well, hello, Aunt Ethel. I'm glad you joined us. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take this lovely vine that we cut. I am popping out the little pieces right now. I don't know where that one went. There it is. And I'm so glad you like the green card. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to cut this vine. And by cutting the vine, I'm just going to cut it in half. I can have these for 2 different cards. All right, so let me show you that. 2 different cards right there. And now I'm going to peel it off. And I like to take the points of my Take Your Pick tool and just peel that off. And then we're actually going to add it to the dotted part. Because if I added it over here, it would be harder to see, okay? So we'll add it right there. And I do want to try something else. I'm experimenting and I want to see how I like these other colors. That's kind of pretty. And that is pretty. And then of course, I've got the yellow. So if you all were to make a choice, would you do crushed curry? Would you do blackberry bliss? Or would you do starry sky? I really can't decide, so I really need help with that. And now I'm wondering, do I do all 3? I don't think I do all three. Realistically, the lazy-eyed Susans are yellow, but I would love to hear your thoughts. So, crushed curry, blackberry bliss, or starry sky? What would you do? All right. I'm loving the answers. This is so awesome. Okay. I'm seeing blackberry bliss and I am seeing crushed curry. So I'll give y'all a few more minutes to comment. It's really hard because I want to try it with all 3 of them. By the way, I am just stamping the sentiment that's going on the card, and the greeting is from this very stamp set. Okay? So I'll give you a few more minutes. I know it is hard to choose. I'm having a hard time with it. I'm so glad y'all like the background stamping. All right, so I'm gonna add some dimensionals, but I love that I'm getting different answers. I really do. That's the fun part, trying different things. All right, and I am going to add this right there, and hopefully I'm getting it straight. Let's see if I can get this straight. Yep, right there. All right. Okay, so, all right, y'all. I think I'm gonna try the blackberry bliss, okay? And there's something else that I want to show you that you can do with these flowers. So I'm gonna zoom on in, And I'm gonna put one there, and that really does look cute, doesn't it? Then I'm gonna add this, and honestly, I don't know if I'm gonna like it, but I'm gonna add it because I wanna show you this technique where you can take the flower, okay, and put one on top the other, okay? I really do not care for that much, but I just want you to look at it because I'm alternating the petals, okay, between Blackberry Bliss and the basic white, okay? But I'm gonna move that because I really don't care for that. And I'm going to bring in one of the little die cut pieces that can be the center of the flower, okay? And I'm going to use these little tweezers, and I am going to pop that right on top. Okay, boy, I'm really making a mess. It will dry in a second. And this is one of those things I should have done with an adhesive sheet, don't you think? Definitely. All right, and we're gonna add another one. So I'll put one right there. And let's see, I'm gonna try my Take Your Pick tool this time to get it out of the tray. This is another one of those little centers, okay? And I'll bring it closer to the camera in just a second, all right? I'm adding another Blackberry Bliss. So I just did all three of them. Did I not peel that? No, I didn't. I love this flower, though. These are just my favorite. I guess I'll put it there. All right, and another little dab of glue right there. Close that up. And we'll put that right there. All right, so now I'm gonna show you the centers so that you can see them. I added way too much glue right there, but it should dry clear. That should be okay. But now you can see the little centers. I love the little center pieces. With that die, you can cut out 4 center pieces at one time, okay? So keep that in mind when you do that. And believe it or not, that's our first card. So see how easy it is? I'm gonna bring in this one right next to it. So on this one, I use some rhinestones. Let me bring that up to the camera. See that? And the rhinestones, listen to me. They're the opaque adhesive backed gems. And if you did purchase an embellishment share from me, this is in your embellishment share, okay? So here are both cards. This was the original. And this is our new one with too much glue. But it will dry. And then I'll be able to rub off that excess glue. All right? So there we go. I'm gonna take a sip of water and then we're gonna get out that very next card, okay? Okay, and we will be giving this one away tonight. So be sure to comment this evening so that maybe you'll win this card, okay? Thank you, Cindy. I so appreciate that. I'm really glad you like it. And just remember with the stitched rectangles, you can make them bigger or you could go smaller, okay? You just need to have that little foundation there so that you can adhere the rectangles to that basic white foundation, okay? All right, so I'm gonna set this aside and we'll get out our very next card, which is right here. Now I'm gonna show you where you can find the fabulous frame, okay? And I think I used it it wasn't last week, but the week before. I'm pretty sure I used it. Excuse my reach, I'm sorry. So this is Fabulous Frames, and you can find this in your annual catalog, okay? It's in the very back of the annual catalog, and the dies are in alphabetical order, okay? Did you know that? The dies in the back of the annual catalog are in alphabetical order. And so this is the piece that I used, and I cut it out in Orchid Oasis, okay? Billy, that's a great question, Billy. We are using the Dainty Delight bundle, okay? It's in the mini, and the stamp set is currently available, but not the dies, all right? So great question. Okay, so let's see what's next. Oh, by the way, the banner that I used on the first card is from Stylish Shapes, which I use a ton right now. So that's one of my go-tos. Okay, so we're all ready. I have taken the time to cut my cardstock, and I have cut this at 4 1/4 inches by 11 inches. And then I scored right down the middle at 5 1/2 inches, okay? So that's our card base. It's in basic white. And now we're gonna use that designer paper again, okay? It is from Dainty Flowers designer paper, and it is free with a minimum $50 purchase, all right? So don't forget about that designer paper. All right, so we're ready to add this. Here's the designer paper. This sheet is measuring 4 1/4 inches by 5 1/2 inches. And I'm actually going to use my Tombow liquid glue with this, and I'll tell you why. It's going to make it easy for me to attach that designer paper, and it's going to give me some wiggle room for positioning that paper. And then I can make sure that it is on straight, okay? All right. And here we go. I'm just going to add it. It's going to cover up the front of the card base. Okay. All right. So that's done. Just like that. See how easy that was? Now I'm going to bring in a sheet of designer paper, and it's from the same paper pack. This is what's on the other side. Yes, I cut the oval. Yep. I actually should have cut it a different way, but anyway, this was scrap paper that I had left over from something. So I'm actually going to use this piece right here, okay? So I'm going to tape this one on, okay? Oh, and I need to measure this for you because this is actually a really important measurement. So this one is measuring 3 3/4 inches and 4 7/8 of an inch. 4 7/8. And then we're going to add it right to the center of this. And you're going to have a nice border all the way around. All right. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're actually going to use Irvine, okay? And as you'll notice, let me see if I have another one. Let's see, I cut that first one. Okay, so now you're going to see me actually glue this, okay? Because I didn't use an adhesive sheet under this one, all right? So it's another option if you don't want to use an adhesive sheet. you can use your liquid glue, your multi-purpose glue. And I'm just going to put this on a couple of leaves, just a tiny bit, but I do prefer the adhesive sheets when I'm working with leaves and vines. All right, and that should be plenty there. Hi, Chris. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining us. All right, and then I'm going to add this right along here, okay? And you just hold it for a few minutes. Okay. All right. And I am going to take one of the sentiments from the stamp set, and it says sending love during this season of growth. And I'm going to use Orchid Oasis. Actually, am I using, no, I'm going to use Starry Sky. It's a little bit darker, okay? Starry Sky is the name of it. And I do need to be sure that I put the sentiment up a little high, because remember, this frame is going to go on top. So I'm going to want my words about right here. All right. And hopefully I put that on straight. I think I did. It looks fairly straight. And now I can add the frame. And since I'm trying to finish up this border, let's see, usually I would use mini dimensionals with this, but I have the little border here, so why not use this? All right, how many of you all use the sides of your dimensionals? When I first started stamping 17 years ago, I did not use these. What a waste, huh? Okay, so we have plenty here. We're going to peel this off. And this cardstock right here is Orchid Oasis, okay? And then we're actually gonna lay this right on top and frame it. What do you think? Okay, so that's what we have so far. I am a little crooked, unfortunately. This one's running a little crooked. All right. And so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add some stems. And believe it or not, this is one of the dies, all right? This little thin stem. And what this does have adhesive on the back, and I'm actually going to cut it in half, okay? And I'm going to put it back in this little tray so that I don't lose it. I'm going to peel one of them off. And I will just stick that right in the middle, okay? Then I'm going to take another one of the stems. And we need to peel this off. So let's flip that over. There we go. And there goes that adhesive sheet. And this one, I'm going to put right along here. So with working with this skinny little flower stem, you're definitely going to want your adhesive sheets. So add that to your order so you can get the free paper, okay? All right, there's another one, if I can pick it up. And we'll put that one about right there. Okay, so we're ready to add some hyacinth. They're so pretty in the spring. I don't know about you all, but I live in Virginia, near Virginia Beach, and it was like 75 here today, so it was so warm. This one's gonna go first, okay, like that. And again, I did not use an adhesive sheet on this, so I've got to be a little careful. And I'm just going to put it in a couple of little places, not a lot. And then I can lift that up, and that will go right there. Okay. So that's our first one. I could probably zoom in a little more. Now, this color right here is Starry Sky, and then I'm going to be using Highland Heather. So, back to the liquid glue. I'll pick this one up. And we're going to put that about right there. Okay. So it's coming along. Again, I'm using Highland Heather cardstock to do this very last hyacinth. And we'll put that one about right there. Okay. So now they're added. Jean says this warmer weather in Pennsylvania is making the bulbs pop up for spring. Yes, Jean, I know. It's happening here. And I'm so afraid everything's going to freeze. Yeah. Yes, tweezers would be great. And I do have tweezers. They're just not on this table right now. But yeah, they would be pretty awesome right now. All right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some flowers. These are also part of the dies, okay? And I'm just going to add these anywhere. So I'll add one there. Maybe I'll slide that one down. The first flower right here is Starry Sky, okay? Good question. All right, let's see here. And then I'm gonna add another one. And what I've done is with the colors, again, I'm using Starry Sky and I'm using Highland Heather. Okay. I thought I had another flower here. There we go. So I've added some flowers there. And something that I did earlier today was to take the Wink of Stella and actually color the cardstock of the, okay, so all those blooms. And this will make them, it's glimmer, so it makes them shine and sparkly. So you can do that with your Wink of Stella pen and cardstock. Now, I doubt you're gonna see this on the camera. I'll try and hold it up so that you can, but it may not show up. And if you are new tonight, be sure to comment, okay? Because we're going to have a drawing and we're going to give this away. Let's go ahead and we're going to color in the flowers. And then I'm going to add some iridescent basic pearls. All right. And actually, I see one more flower that I forgot. So hang on, I'm gonna put it up here. And now we can add the iridescent. Oh, I didn't pick it up. Let's see. I'll put one there. And I'll put one there. And let's see, where should I put it? I'll put one there. And you can even do like the centers of your flowers if you want. They don't necessarily need it. All right, and this one, it really doesn't need one because it's like a tulip or something. So I'll take that one off. Okay, and I'm gonna hold this up to the light. I don't know if you can see the glimmer or not on the hyacinths, but